I think I'm still going to be a work in progress. So I'm definitely not the kind of person that's like, everything's great. I think there's still so much that I'm figuring out, and there is so much that I'm learning. And this has been a huge year for that.
There's no question, 2020 was a busy year for Selena Gomez. From continuing her mental health advocacy through the launch of her beauty line, to the premiere of her brand new cooking show, Selena Plus Chef, on HBO Max.
What are you gonna teach me to cook?
She also joined the Black Lives Matter movement and did more than her share to get out the vote.
We want people to go and make sure that they know if they're registered to vote, where they can vote.
Thank you so much.
But before 2020 was even a month old, the 28-year-old artist, actress, and entrepreneur released her latest record, Rare. Her first album since 2015, Rare debuted at #1 and was celebrated by critics for its deeply personal point of view.
I needed to lose you to love me, yeah.
What Selena herself described as her diary from the past few years was widely seen as an empowered artist reclaiming her narrative from the media noise.
I think that's the great part about music, is when everything's kind of noisy around you and there's all these things being said, it kind of it just silences it all. You know, it's nothing. I always say to people, nothing is true unless it's come out of my mouth. So that's kind of the thing I've lived out, and something I say a lot. So yeah, I think that's just my truth, for sure.
In September, Selena was named to the Time 100 list of the most influential people of the year. That same month, she partnered with Sephora to launch her new makeup line, Rare Beauty.
We worked on it for 2 years, so I was very excited and nervous, because releasing any sort of line as far as it comes into beauty, it's a tough world. And then I did not expect what happened after it came out. It did really well, and I guess it did seem very timely, although we had planned this for a few years. So I'm very grateful that that happened, because I feel like it was a moment I got to just share with people and, you know, help uplift them.
More than a makeup line, Rare Beauty was designed to break down unrealistic standards of perfection. Selena hopes we can stop comparing ourselves to one another and start embracing our own uniqueness.
The goal is to be behind something that is much bigger than ourselves, which is, you know, which is all about understanding each other and our differences and being okay with that. I definitely don't feel like Rare Beauty would be out in the world had it been maybe 3-4 years ago, because I understood what it was like to feel on the other side, comparing myself, or, you know, thinking I need to look more like this or more like that to fit in, or whatever that was. It can take a toll on you, for sure, just spending so much time doing what you're doing, and I think that Rare Beauty definitely hit that for me, which was, we're not all like a certain way. We're not meant to be a certain way. We're not, that's not exactly a lot of the goals, or a lot of the aspirations that people have may not be realistic, just because of, you know, Photoshop, or you think you're seeing something. So I think, yes, it's fair to say that I am 1000% on the journey with the consumers and my people, so I'm with them through all of it. It's not easy for everybody.
Selena is also using her beauty brand to raise money for one of her longtime causes, mental health. 1% of all Rare Beauty sales goes directly to the Rare Impact Fund, which will help give underserved communities access to mental health services. Selena's goal is to raise $100 million over the next 10 years.
I've definitely been a champion for mental health for numerous years, and talked very openly about my experiences. So the reason why I do that is so people understand that they aren't alone, and there's a reason that I am given the platform that I've given. So it only made sense to, launch something as big as the beauty line that coincides with what I believe in mental health. So yeah, we have the 10-year challenge to get $100 million for mental health. And that is one of the biggest goals I've ever had, and I believe we're gonna reach it.
Selena Gomez has a massive social media platform with the 5th most Instagram followers in the world. In June, 10 days after the death of George Floyd, Selena gave that platform directly to the Black Lives Matter movement.
Hello, my name is Ruby Bridges, and I just want to take a moment to thank Selena for this amazing opportunity to speak to you directly.
For 2 weeks, she invited a dozen leaders in the African American community to take over her Instagram account to share their knowledge and wisdom during that turbulent time.
My mind shifted completely when everything happened, as far as such division when it comes to our country. And what other way what am I gonna say? That's kind of what I thought. It was like, I want people to understand just as much as I want to understand. I have a slither, of dealing with that kind of stuff, especially my dad growing up. But it made sense for me to learn, but learn from the best people and also listen. Because the main thing is understanding. There's just too much yelling back and forth. No one's stopping to understand the history and or what it is beyond just the yelling. So to me, that was a no-brainer.
Selena was also extremely active leading up to the election, encouraging all her fans to vote.
Please make sure that we hear from you. This is the most important thing in our country right now, and I urge everyone to vote and be a part of it in any way they can. When it came to help, as far as getting all the right voices out and telling people to vote and the importance behind it, that was something that I was equally saying to myself, because this was the biggest election that I've ever been a part of, and I knew that, so I almost felt like it was my duty to tell people the importance of it and why we should. I'm very excited to introduce to you my fellow co-chair, the former First Lady, Michelle Obama.
Hey everybody, how are you guys doing?
I got to talk to some amazing women. I got to talk to Michelle Obama, I got to speak to Stacey Abrams, obviously Kamala. It just for me was really cool. I think that witnessing women who have walked journeys that I couldn't imagine walking, it was one of those moments again where it was like, these women are strong. These women have a story to tell. And that was like a pinch me moment.
Hi Selena, can you see me? Oh my gosh, hi.
I was very, very excited to have the chance to speak to her. I thought she was really poised. She was so tough, like in a good way.
Why are you voting? Why are you voting?
I've experienced a lot, and I just feel my vote counts more than ever. As a citizen, she had this way of making people listen while also feeling like they're not being attacked. And so it was awesome to ask her questions and to also have my platform be used for that as well. Because it felt like these things are all true to me. I'm posting things and talking about things that are true to my belief system. And it was just one of those pinch yourself moments. It still is, because it's a huge deal. Like, it's a huge deal. So I think when you communicate with people, then they understand. So my connection with my fans is that they care about what I care about, and I care about what they care about. And that means, well, that means our president. That means their future. And I couldn't have been more grateful to be a part of such a historical moment.
CNN projects Joe Biden will become the 46th president of the United States.
I was in New York City when I found out, and there was this huge sense of relief in the city, and there was something joyful that I had felt. And to me, it's not over. To me, this is the beginning, and I'm looking forward to seeing the changes, and I'm looking forward to seeing how this is going to play out. I think a lot of people are, but this isn't the time to just kind of be like, all right, well, that's done. It's like, no, we still have a lot to do, but we can enjoy that moment together, all of us, if we'd like.